Hello critters! Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Today I want to talk about the Sniper Wolf, situation. It took me a minute because I got pretty busy over the last week. I had some other stuff going on. I was packaging Etsy orders for many hours this week, and I got pretty busy, but I was kind of waiting to see if something would come out of the situation because there was kind of radio silence from both YouTube and Sniper Wolf for the last few days. And lo and behold, I woke up this morning starting to write the script going, haha, isn't it so wild that no one's responded, and then suddenly they responded, so I'm gonna talk about the situation, I guess. So here's my intro. So getting into it, basically everyone and their mother has been talking about the situation to this point. Like even Critical and Mudahar have been talking about it. Oompaville, all the regular suspects have been talking about it. And I kind of just wanted to give my own perspective on it because there's a few things that I kind of wanted to talk about in relation to the kind of very issue of having very large influencers, having platforms that aren't exactly moderated and kept from doing irresponsible actions, I guess, is basically what my main point is, but I want to get into that a little bit. I even made a silly little comment on Mudahar's video yesterday because I was like, this is nuts. I can't deal with this. But anyways, it's a quick summary if you haven't heard. Basically, there's this creator named Sniperwolf, or SSSniperwolf, or whatever I think of her name. I think like Sniperwolf, like a little snake. But she's this creator who got popular because she was a girl gamer for many years, and there was some allegations that she was faking her gameplay, like her boyfriend was doing it, and she was just speaking over it. And now she's done a hard pivot into React content, which there was some drama over recently too. I did a video on XQC a while ago because he was also under fire for lazy React content, and of course I'm totally fine with React content in general if people are adding to it. People like Hasanabi, who will give extra context and expand upon videos that they're watching, I guess, is the kind of React content that I think is under fair use, like actually adding something to the video. And also, I no, because Cyberwolf doesn't credit her people that she's reacting to, it seems, for a lot of the time, is what our next suspect, Jax Films, well, not suspect, he's kind of, I think he seems to be a pretty chill guy. He has been kind of trying to expose her for the past few weeks by doing reaction videos to her reaction videos, kind of showing how formulaic and lazy her videos are by doing like bingo cards and shit. It's pretty funny. I think it's a good fun, and it really does expose her for her lazy content, and I think that it's good work. Thank you, Jax Films. I think that it's good work. It's good reaction from him, I think, because it is. I think that he does a good job of expanding on it, and he's doing it for a reason. Like, there's a reason to do it other than Sniper Wolf just stealing content and making billions of dollars. But anyways, that's besides the point. So there's this guy named Jax Films who has been making a lot of videos, basically, like, almost daily, I think, about Sniper Wolf and how lazy her content is, and kind of just prodding YouTube and prodding the question of like, hey, is this allowed? This isn't fair use and everything. And that had been going on for a while, and Sniper Wolf had been pretty silent on it, and Jax Films had kind of been going along with it. People were like watching his videos, of course, people were still watching Sniper Wolf. Until last week, when something happened that will probably go down in YouTube history for a bit. Something batshit, again, I bet y'all heard, but basically Sniper Wolf posted on her Instagram story to 5.6 million followers that she was 5 minutes away from Jax Film's house for a shoot. And it was like at nighttime, that's kind of creepy. In the first place, it's creepy, but I mean, even when I first saw that tweet, I was like, that's not really very smart, because people can look up where her shoot is probably, and find where Jax Film's house is. But then she goes ahead and just takes a video of the front of his house and posts it on her story, saying, like, come outside and talk, and it's, oh my god, she literally doxed him. She literally doxed him, like, pure and simple. She showed the front of his house, and even though she wasn't exposing his address, people can find that shit. Like, it's not hard to find, and you can't show the front of someone's house, and basically everything went down from there. Jack's Films made a post saying that he felt incredibly unsafe and he was like basically begging YouTube to take action because him and his wife were home at the time and it was really scary, and that is really really freaking scary because I can't even imagine having 5.6 million Instagram followers be able to have eyes on your house, especially because people who follow Sniper Wolf on Instagram are probably her more like intense fans for following her from her other platforms to Instagram to see her pictures and look at her like Instagram stories. It's probably more her more diehard fans, especially after everything coming out with her reaction content being lazy. If people are still following her on her Instagram, these are going to be people who don't like Jack's Films very much, and it's just really really freaking dangerous. And she took it down pretty quickly, but it was bad. It was pretty bad, and Jack Films called her out for it. Everyone was kind of like, "What the hell are you doing?" And she started doubling and tripling down, and it was this whole big thing. She said, "The creep has been harassing me for months," then plays victim, saying I threatened him when I just wanted to talk to him. I have no ill intentions. It's so sad when people try to constantly create drama to pay their bills. Which, I don't even want to, like, get too deep into that statement, because, like, everything in that is literally wrong. First of all, harassing, I don't think it's harassment if what he says, he's not, like, directly reaching out to her and trying to contact her consistently. He's making videos on her. He's a commentary YouTuber. That's what commentary YouTubers do. If you can't take that, then, like, she has tens of millions of followers. Of course commentary YouTubers are gonna make videos on her. It's not, I don't know. That's my opinion, though. And saying he played victim when saying she threatened him, saying she just wanted to talk, that's actually bad shit from her, because she showed up to his house at night. She did not want to talk. If she really wanted to talk, she would DM him on some social media, but going to his house without prior, like, organization, talking to him first, especially at night, she wasn't planning to go up and knock on his door and say, "Come out." No, she posted his house on Instagram completely maliciously, I think. It was like, even if she was just like, haha, funny joke, come out and talk, like, trying to show that she's big and tough and like, oh, I'm gonna, like, rice scum energies, I guess, like, trying to act like you're way more tough than you are, I guess, but, yeah, she posted the front of his house and then tried to be like, I'm the one who's being harassed, I'm the victim here, I feel unsafe, I'm getting a restraining order, she said. And it's like, restraining order against the guy whose house you showed up to and doxed. It's like, yeah, see how that'll hold up. And also, so that last sentence bothers me so goddamn much. It's the worst deflection, I think, when people do very real and serious things and write it off as drama done by YouTubers talking about it for money or whatever the hell. It's such a stupid deflection, especially in something so serious. I see it all the time. You saw it in Colleen Ballinger, of course. Like, she literally did terrible things to minors and then was like, oh my god, all these people are being mean to me to get money for talking about drama. It's like, it's not drama. It's literal real world problems and borderline crimes, not even allegations, you know, but that's just the worst deflection in my opinion. It's so freaking annoying, and it just bothers me so much when people do that, because it's like you're minimizing it to such a degree to say that people are just talking about this stuff to get money. It's like, you did something wrong, you did something wrong. That's pure and simple. Anyways, moving on from that, so for a while there was radio silence from YouTube, and people were like, YouTube really needs to talk about this, because even though it wasn't on their platform, it was on Instagram, of course. It is one of their biggest creators. And I mean, of course, that kind of ties into it, I think. A lot of people are saying it's because it's one of their biggest creators. They kind of have preferential treatment towards her. And we see this with Twitch as well. It's a very similar situation, I feel like, to a lot of people on Twitch who had done, like, shown, like, their... I don't even want to say it. I don't want to say it. Like, had done the literal breaking the actual rules of the website and gotten like 14-day suspension and that's it, you know? Versus like someone accidentally showing something that a viewer sent to them. Who's that person that did that? And then getting like really, really horribly banned. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about, But anyways, moving on. So there was a lack of response for YouTube for a while, and I spent a few days, I was trying to figure out how to talk about the situation, because there was, again, a lack of response. It's been a few days, it's been like a week. People were saying, oh, it was a weekend, but now it's Friday. At the time of recording this, it's Friday, and it's been the week, and this morning, actually, YouTube responded. So we got that, and we also got a apology from Sniperwolf, which is so great and so awesome. Actually, no, I'm gonna go over it anyways. So first I'm gonna go over Team YouTube's response, and the thing is that it took me a bit to hunt for this response. I was trying to go to YouTube and Team YouTube's Twitters, and it was hard to find the response because it was like under their replies, they used their Team YouTube account to reply to Jack's Film's tweet, which is it's kind of a strange roundabout way of responding to the situation that everyone's been begging them to respond to for days. And I don't know if that might be on purpose because they don't want it to like be a stain on their YouTube account. I find that kind of shady that they didn't actually post about it like in an actual post rather than just replying to Jack's Films. But so the post reads, confirming Sniperwolf has received a temporary monetization suspension per creator responsibility policies, off-platform actions that put others' personal safety at risk harm our community, and the behavior on both sides isn't what we want on YT. Hoping everyone helps move this convo to a better place. That's so... And again, I'm laughing because it's such a ridiculous response. I'm not laughing at the situation, I'm laughing because it's so ridiculous, and it makes me angry. I'm laughing because I'm angry about it, okay? First of all, what I was just saying about the Twitch creators getting like a 14-day suspension after literally breaking like the site's biggest rules. It's literally what I'm just talking about. And also they didn't mention how long the temporary monetization suspension was. I'm guessing it's not going to be for very long, and also she has plenty of other ways to make money. And I'll go into what I wanted to happen in a bit. But anyways, the next sentence that everyone is talking about, how they say the behavior on both sides isn't what we want on YouTube. And that's just saying that it was on both sides that is bad is... I never see YouTube talking about, no matter how intense a commentary channel can get on their critique of things, I don't think I've seen YouTube actually say, like, this isn't the content we want towards reactor commentary channels talking about subjects. Because Jack's Films is showing his opinion on subjects, and that is his opinion. And he's doing very valid videos, I think. He's not actively committing crimes like Sniperwolf is, and it's just, that's an awful thing to say, I think. Especially because I don't think with the amount of people on YouTube who make commentary videos that are actually, like, bad, you know? YouTube never speaks up about this, but since it's against Sniperwolf, they're like, this isn't the type of content we want on YouTube. It's like, I don't know. And, like, they do say that off-platform actions put other person's safety at risk, harm their community, and, like, that is true, but a temporary monetization suspension isn't going to help that. It's, I don't know. Anyways, I am moving on to Sniperwolf's response because I will talk about everything in a second, but I just want to go over that quick. So, first of all, she says, let me start by saying I'm sorry for my recent actions. It is inexcusable. I'm sorry to Jack's Film, YouTube, the entire creator community, and my incredible fans for not being a better example for appropriate conflict resolution. Jack's Film, while we certainly don't see eye to eye and have our differences, I am sorry for reacting the way I did when I should have taken the opportunity to show young creators how adults and professionals resolve conflict by communicating directly, respectfully, and privately. Not for views or content, but a meaningful example of how conflict should be resolved. I'll reach out directly and hope we can find some time to connect and communicate respectfully. I'd also like to thank YouTube for holding me accountable. I deserve it, respect the decision, and appreciate the opportunity to learn and grow from a true lapse in judgment. Oh, that's the phrase. I've made a severe lapse in judgment was a phrase. That's the phrase that is always said in these apologies, and this isn't a good apology. It sounds so ChatGPT. It sounds like when I write something last second to turn in for a discussion post. It's not a good apology in my opinion. I mean, she does talk about how she should be a better example for her young fans, and I think that is a huge part of it, but the damage has been done. And she's like, oh, thanks YouTube for holding me accountable by giving her literally a slap on the wrist. Okay. And look at that ratio. Oh my god, the ratio is just growing. Oh my god, okay. But anyways, and also I paused there for a second when I was reading it because I was like, not for views or content, she said. I don't know why she's saying that other than poking at Jack's Film about him, making content for just views, and that's the whole thing that she tries to say about him, that he makes content for just views, where again, Something that bothers me so bad is when people are like, why are commentary YouTubers talking about this? They're just doing it for views. It's like they're a commentary YouTuber. They do they do commentary. I don't know what to say. That's their content. Anyways, that's her response. I don't think it's very good. I don't think YouTube's response is very good. I don't think any of this is very good, but I'm going to get into a bit of why I don't think it's very good and why I think it just shows a glaringly large issue with YouTube as a whole and these large sites in general having moderation issues and favoritism when it comes to their incredibly large creators. First of all, what I think is most scary about the situation is how influencers really are just people at the end of the day. And I don't mean that in a way that like, oh my god, people make mistakes, it's okay, you can just do a horrible thing and it's fine because you're only human. No. What's bad about it is that people are only human. Anyone and everyone can become an influencer at this point. I mean, not anyone and everyone, of course, like very, very largely biased towards specific demographics of people, of course, but you know, it's like anyone can become an influencer, and these people can be incredibly bad influences and have bad judgments is the thing, and they're only human in the degree where they can do really harmful things that otherwise wouldn't have been so absolutely devastatingly dangerous if they didn't have an audience of millions of people that have that parasociality with them that just amplifies the situation to a degree that was completely unforeseen a few years ago. It's horrifying. It's something that I think about a lot when it comes to large content creators. In the old days, celebrities, not like in the old days, I'm not that old, but like in the old days, celebrities and people who were looked up to parasocially were usually people who were in the industry and had like people around them. And today it's really a matter of people can build a platform from nothing. And that is a really cool thing. It is cool that anyone can become an influencer, I guess, but also it's very terrifying because again, anyone can become an influencer and it's scary. It's scary and it's especially with how young demographics of these creators tend to be. It's just an entirely bad influence with people who look up to these people to be role models to them when they haven't deserved being a role model in the first place. They never earned that pedestal, I guess. You know, I mean, of course, like putting anyone on a pedestal isn't good, but people like this are held up as role models by their young audience just because they have millions of followers, and that's something that's really awesome to young people. But it doesn't transfer over to their morals. It was a little bit of a rant, but anyways, what I think is that it is up to YouTube to protect its users and creators from those who use their platforms irresponsibly, rather than to protect those irresponsible creators in the first place. I think that there is a responsibility when it comes to influencers overall, since, again, as I was saying, anyone can become an influencer and gain millions of followers, so when it comes to that, the way to kind of counteract that and keep that in check is to have these websites moderate and make sure that they're not supporting dangerous actions done by these creators and protecting these other creators from people with large and irresponsible platforms, you know? That's what I kind of wanted to get into. It's really, I thought that a lot of people are like, oh, I'm against deplatforming. I usually am someone who's like, don't deplatform people based on their opinions. And I think that that's still what I stand by, of course, unless they're, like, actively being dangerous. But the thing is that she's actively a danger with her massive platform. And it is a very, very small start that they gave her a temporary monetization restriction, I guess. But that doesn't really do anything. I think there needs to be larger consequences. Like, banning her channel, even if it is temporarily, to just show that there are consequences to these dangerous and irresponsible actions. Again, my opinion, my ass is like, I think she should be deplatformed, because it just shows that she doesn't have that level of responsibility to be able to handle the millions of followers that she has, because she showed that she used that platform dangerously and actually put someone in danger. And people are saying, like, oh, she only posted in front of his house, only a few people saw it, but it only takes one person to harm Jack's Films and his family. It only takes one crazy person to see that Instagram story and go, I want to hurt Jack's Film. And to 5 million people, one person out of that there could be even more than one person. It's incredibly dangerous because even if you do trust your audience to be normal, there's always going to be people who are outside of that and will want to harm Jack's films because they love Sniperwolf, or they just want to harm someone with a large platform because it would cause a stir, you know? It's really dangerous, and again, it only takes one person for something so terrible to happen to Jack's films, and he was talking about, again, how scared he was. Him and his wife were home, and I don't know what they're going to do because now their house is out there, even though it was taken down and it's been blurred. I'm sure that image is still circulating around, and it's going to be out there literally forever. So I don't know what they're gonna do. They might have to move or something, is what I'm thinking, and that's awful because that's totally uprooting their life for just Sniperwolf making this mistake to her millions of followers. And that's just not okay, and I think that there should be larger repercussions to Sniperwolf for this. Yeah, that's about what I have to say on the situation. I just think it's really dangerous when platforms don't take necessary steps to protect their creators from people with platforms of millions use their platforms for dangerous actions. I think that that's just wrong and not good. In my opinion. I guess we'll be monitoring to see if YouTube does anything more, but what my thought is that YouTube's not going to do anything more than the temporary suspension of monetization, because they already came out with a statement, and they can't come out with another statement, I don't think, going, oh, we're gonna make it worse, because they already made their first statement. I mean, they could, and I think that they should do more, but I mean, at this point, I don't know. And on Sniperwolf's apology, sure, she made an apology, sure, she responded, but I am sure that was, like, literally at gunpoint. As a joke, I can't stand any of this. I think that she should face more repercussions, and yeah, that's about it. Anyways, if you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe. It was a bit of a longer video, I'm sorry. I do art, I do commentary. Thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to me. And it really means a lot to me when y'all leave nice comments and stuff. It's very nice. Comment down below what you think, any ideas of topics I should talk about. Or what book you're reading. I said that in another video, but I'm still reading War and Peace. It's a very long book, and I'm suffering. But anyways, I'll see y'all critters in the next video, so until next time, bye.